Hi everyone, welcome to Sanity Daily. I'm Priyanka, your friend, and we are in the second episode of the Solo Parent Diaries. And I welcome our second guest with us from India, Vanshika Garg. Vanshika is an empowerment coach for single mothers. With her background in human development and psychology, Vanshika helps single mothers build resilience and lead them toward personal growth. So let's welcome Vanshika.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me here, and I'm very happy and excited as well to share my journey and my learnings with everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so just tell us about what you do and for how long you have been on this mission of empowering single mothers.
Yeah. See, my journey actually goes a long way, and I always was very, very inquisitive about human mind, understanding human minds, human behaviors, and psychology. So, I studied human development and child counseling, and I had this very interesting background where I actually got exposure, a lot of exposure, field exposure, theory, live cases that I studied, understood during my MSc and BSc. And that actually helped me to be, to look at life, to look at humans in a very different light, at a very different levels, which we usually, if you talk to normal humans, it's like that deep understanding about human psyche and human mind. You don't really know until you go to those depths. So yeah, and from there I began my journey as a counselor. So I really wanted to help people, and since childhood I had this urge to help people, especially people who were bullied. I was one, my own childhood experiences have been such that I was bullied in school, and I faced little these kind of little experiences where you understand that okay, people don't actually understand you from a depth. So that's where this need of helping others came to me very it was like I felt that this is who I am, and I have come here for that. So because of that, I started as a preschool teacher and a counselor. I actually taught in preschools for last 5 6 years, and there, since I loved children a lot and I understood them really well, so I could connect with them easily rather than connecting with adults. So because of that, my inquisitivity and curiosity grew, and I wanted to indulge in a lot of different kind of therapies and all. So I did my post graduation diploma in counseling, and there again I got a lot of exposures into so many different challenges that people across age groups they go through. And that's where my journey started actually when I got married, and I had a very abusive marriage, and that actually helped me to uncover my own self. I didn't know myself much, but because of this marriage, when decided to separate, get divorced, so that whole process actually taught me a lot about my own self. I could actually realize and recognize my own patterns, my own conditionings. you know you follow certain things because you were told to follow. We never question, especially being women and being in this patriarchal society in
Yes.
India, it's so much ingrained. So because of that, you don't question things. But then slowly, one by one, I started questioning. I stood up for myself, especially after becoming a mother. Things changed completely for me. I would have maybe like any other woman who basically thinks tolerating is a good thing in a marriage, and I would have kept on going, but I stood up for my daughter because I was feeling that she's not safe in this environment. And then I took a step. From there my journey actually began. I went through a lot of healing procedures, and I myself, you say that you turn your pain into something which is very empowering. So I did that for myself. I didn't know how to, process this pain, this grief. What do I do with it? How do I live my life
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
So then this coaching became another part of me where I met some beautiful people. I was part of beautiful communities
Mhm.
where, especially single parent communities, other communities that really helped me to understand my own patterns, to work on myself.
Mhm.
And from there, I got my life purpose. So actually, whatever breakthroughs, I would say that my marriage, it was not something bad, but it was a very big breakthrough for me
Yeah.
because that is how I found my life purpose.
Yes.
And today I am actually living it because I went through this whole process of becoming a single parent, being a single mother, what all challenges you face, how resilient you become. There are so many different things that you learn and go through
Mhm.
during this whole journey. And that's how I realized that I should do the same for other single parents.
Yeah.
And that's how this whole, dream of doing something for single mothers, single parents came into light, and I decided to do certain things. And from there, this program called Transmute that I recently launched with one of my friends. So we are two people and we started this journey. So
Mhm.
beautiful thing happened was I am a single mother and my friend, my colleague, my partner, he belongs to a single parent family. So
Okay.
this combination that me being a single mother and he was brought up by a single mother,
Single mother.
a
Yeah.
child, because for a single parent, it's very important. For them, their child is very important because we feel that, this single parent family setup is something which is abnormal. Children suffer all kinds of taboos, but we can see there are so many beautiful children that, they have become so resilient, they are so empathetic towards other people. So, that kind of all these beliefs, limited beliefs that we have, the taboos that we have, that if it's a single parent child, then definitely they would have certain behavioral issues. They cannot live a normal life. This, we wanted to break this belief and this taboo. So that's how we came together and started this program, which is called as Transmute. We recently launched our website and we decided to do, these kind of things, basically empowering single parents, more single mothers, because in Indian society is what we have observed, and the challenges that I went through, I felt that single mothers are more at loss here
Yeah.
in terms of the different challenges that they face.
Definitely.
So that's how this journey, this whole journey began.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey. This is a journey of like evolvement, transformation, self discovery, owning yourself, learning about yourself, recognizing triggers, patterns, and working on them. So it has been a long, long journey for you, and you have come up like so beautifully with such initiatives, and especially the thing you are doing with your new platform Transmute. It's very, very important to talk about the children which are raised by single parents, because like you said, there are a lot of like stigma and taboos attached to it. People think because a single mother is managing and handling child by herself, I don't know how is she managing, the child is so throwing tantrum, that because she's a single parent maybe she's not able to handle it, things like that. So I'm very happy you're doing that part. So you talked about challenges, and if I have to ask you like one big challenge or like one thing that you just hated about society, or like a challenge you came across as a single parent, what would that be?
See, if I list down the challenges, there were actually a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
not for the single mother herself, but also for the child.
Yes.
So one of the most, annoying thing for a single parent is, your child is not getting admission in a good school because you don't have a father's name in
Yeah.
the document.
Mhm.
Especially those single parents who have not yet decided to get divorced
Uh,
but are living separately.
yeah.
For them, it becomes more of a legal issue because you don't have that, court, this thing, the
Uh,
stamp, court stamp is not there that, okay, you are divorced and everything is final. So I myself face this issue that, there is a school here. I went there 3 times, even after my divorce, to get admission in that particular school, but they did not allow, even after showing them that, I have this court stamp.
Yeah.
Because you are a single mother. What, if your ex comes and troubles us and this and that? I said, why would he trouble? I have this court stamp and everything.
Yeah.
I have all the legal documents.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something very, very heartening, heartbreaking for a single parent.
Yeah.
Because, whatever might be the situation with parents, why should a child suffer? Why are you punishing the child?
Exactly.
The
It's
child is
punishment.
completely different. They have a
Yes.
different identity altogether. So
Definitely.
for any single parent, I feel that if a child is suffering because of such societal biases,
Yes.
taboos and stigma, then this is not fair. This is completely, I feel it should be changed. It
Yeah.
is, required that certain laws needs to be changed, and there needs to be some new laws, especially when we talk about single parenting, single parent families. Because if you see the trend now, this has become an emerging trend.
Yeah.
Either you do it by choice, or it's, because certain things happened and you
Yeah.
couldn't help it.
It does happen.
Because nobody would want to be a single parent,
No, no
I
one
mean,
plans that.
by choice.
Yeah, yeah.
By
Like,
choice you're
yeah,
choosing,
choice
then
is
it's
different.
fine.
Yeah.
And that should also be accepted,
Yeah.
because it's my life. I want to live it that way. So that kind of acceptance is still not there.
No,
And
it's
that is why I created this whole program, because in India, these kind of support systems are lacking.
yes.
Simple little acceptance, little things of acceptance for a single parent or a single mother, that it's not there. In
Except,
fact,
yeah, sorry. Go
it's
on, go.
okay.
Fine.
In fact, you are, even if you are doing well, no, as a single parent, there would be people to pull you down. So
Exactly.
this
I
is
was
a
going to
very
say that.
negative thing. Yeah. Yeah.
There is
So
no
that is more
awareness.
annoying,
There is
actually.
no sense of awareness. Like sometimes what annoys me the most is people sometimes say that, oh, you don't have much work to do, you don't have a husband in house, you don't have in-laws to deal with. Hello, I have my whole world to deal with by myself. I am the decision maker,
Exactly.
breadwinner, and sole carer of the child. So no, it's not same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. So, wow, exactly. I mean, I can't even imagine being said no for the admission, education being the right. And how is that related to, like, I mean, single parent, divorce, and a child needs to get educated, school admission, and that's something if a parent has
Yeah.
to
That's a
struggle.
basic right.
Imagine that. So yeah. Okay. So my next and last question to you would be, like you said, it is emerging many more cases with single parenting, single dad, single mom, by choices, by, life challenges and struggles they choose, and they have to sometime be a single parent. So what would be your one piece of advice for them who are newly into the zone, and obviously they love their child and somehow they get this courage and strength, I can do it, but they have their bad days and doubting days and things like, I don't know how to do it days. So what would be your advice for them?
If I talk about my own experience, what helped me most was, finding a community, either be it online, if it's offline, very good. Having your own community where you can talk, share without feeling guilty, without having shame, without, feeling discouraged that you are, you feel alone, that no one is understanding what you are going through. It's very important to have a single parent community. It really is very helpful,
Yeah.
because I did that. That was one of the first things that I did. And another thing is, side by side, please go through some kind of, help. Please take help from any professional, be
Yeah.
it a therapist if you want. Don't shy by, especially single mothers, they have a lot of fears associated with, asking for help or going
Yeah.
to a counselor. Again, we still have a taboo that if you are going to a
Exactly.
psychiatrist, if you are going to a counselor, that means there is some, brain problem, or,
Yeah.
what people call that you are crazy. It's not that. You
Yeah.
cannot take help from your parents, from your relatives. No, my dear, please don't do that, because they will give you a very misguided advice, because this has happened with me. Because lot of relatives I have seen, people take, joy, pleasure. It's saddening to
Yeah.
see that
Mhm.
they enjoy the pain that you are going through.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, healing is very important. I started my healing process when I came back. The first thing I did was I went through counseling sessions. It took me 3 to 6 months to come out, because I was in a bad shape.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. Plus, I had a 3-month-old child. You are going through
Mm.
postpartum depression.
Imagine that.
You are going through so much. You don't know how to take care of a child.
Mm.
Plus, you are going through separation. You don't even know that, what is going to be your life ahead. What are you going to do with your life? You feel so stuck, and it's like being in India. For a woman, if you are separated, that means your life is over.
Yeah.
This is what we have been conditioned to
Yeah.
believe.
Yes. Yes.
One of the most dangerous things that I feel every single parent has gone through. And it
Yeah.
is very
Totally
difficult
agree.
to come out of that, especially when you have an environment where people are, constantly pressurizing you. Oh, this has happened, that has happened. Now, how will you lead your life? You are alone now, and you have a child also. These kind of things people will keep on telling.
Yeah. They
So
do.
that is so more depressing. So, having a community and going through the healing process is very important.
Yeah.
These two things will help you to come out, because I did this for my own self. And if required, if a child, when you are separating or getting divorced, is, grown up child,
Yeah.
then please take them also for counseling.
Yeah.
It's very much required.
Very- I
Yeah.
totally, totally agree
So
with you.
these two things for any new single parent,
Mm-hmm.
even if they are going through separation, you better take help. Legal help also, and emotional mental health, both are required. I did both. So yeah, it really helped me. I saw, there was hope again in my life,
Mm-hmm.
because I was so depressed and
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with my life. So, with my counseling sessions that I took, it gave me a ray of hope that, okay, this is not the end of life, because we, especially women, are believed, taught these kind of things that, okay, now your life is ended, because marriage is the ultimate thing. No, it
Ultimate
is not
thing.
the ultimate
Exactly.
thing. It is
Ultimate
just
goal.
a part of your life.
Yeah.
It's okay if it doesn't work out.
Yeah. Very
So
well said.
yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
very
I can
important.
agree more with the things you have said. Healing is important, most important thing before you, because you have to raise a human by your side. She's looking up
Absolutely.
to you. So you have to heal, and it takes time. Healing takes time.
Yeah, because your children are very, very receptive. They will
Yeah.
understand, even if you don't say it by words, but
Mhm.
they feel your
They
energy.
feel, they feel
And
that.
it really is, it has a very bad effect on
Yes.
your child.
Yeah.
So you are responsible for your child. You took this decision that, okay, I want to be separated.
Mm.
I want to get divorced. So now you better, start first taking steps for your own good. And then if you are healed, then only you
Yeah.
can heal your child. You can live your life
Good.
the way you
Yeah.
want.
Good environment for the child. I hope you are listening, whoever is listening to this episode, and thank you very much. Thank you so much for giving this time and sharing such insightful conversation with all of us. I am very happy. It's morning time, and I'll be going to work, and starting the day with such positive note is very good for me. So thank you, Vanshika. Thank you so much for your time and sharing everything with us. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us, and I'll see you in the next episode.